In the scriptures, John 3:16, it says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but the world through him might be saved." I was a sinner, I was condemned, I was unclean. Because if we break one God's law, we broke them all. But God says that he came to the world that the world might be saved through him, that he shed his blood for us that we might not be sent to hell. Hell is a real place. It is a place that we are condemned to, that we were condemned to. But God also says in his word, that he loved us before he knew us, that he gave his Son for us so that we don't have to die, that we can live eternally. That the fact is that yes, there was a man that World War II, that he fought for our freedoms, that he fought for what we can have today, and it's 110 years old. Yes, that may seem like a long time, but in God's eyes, it's only a drop in the bucket. It's only a little bit of time, because see, eternity is a long time, because God says in his own time that one day is 1,000 years to him. The fact is that eternity is a very long time, but God has given us a plan that he will save us, that he has forgiven us of our sins. But you must ask Christ into your heart, that you must give him your whole self, that I know I was saved from a young age, but God, I had sin in my life, that we all have sin. There's 10 commandments, and most of us can know that some of them, but God, if we break one of them, God says we are condemned of all of them. Oh yes, I've lied. Yes, I've used God's name in vain. Yes, I've done other things that I should not have done. But I tell you what, because of God sending his Son to earth to die for us, we can be saved of those sins. We can be cleansed of those sins. That in his word, that we can stand firm in foundation, that we know that we are saved. But I tell you what, we can't be saved on our own merits. We can't be saved on our own time. We can't be saved because of our own selves. It is only through the precious blood of Jesus. It is only through his word. It is only through him that we can be saved. So I tell you, Harrisburg, God does love you. God does care for you. God wants you to come back to him. But it's going to be your choice. He gives us that choice to come back to him or not. He gives us that option. But I tell you what, going God's way is the perfect way. Going God's way is the only way. I tell you what, we can't get to heaven any other way. But I tell you what, if you come to Christ, if you give your whole heart to Christ, it is the perfect way to go. I have been happy with what Christ has done for me. You can be too. You can be saved, Harrisburg. If you want to come talk to any of us that are out here today, we would be gladly to answer your questions. We'd be gladly to help you. We'd be gladly to pray for you. So, Harrisburg, are you going to choose God? Are you going to go his way? Because as sinners, we can't make it to heaven. But with God and with his precious blood, we can make it. We are sinners, but God, as it says in John 3:16, in 3:17, that he came to this world not to condemn the world. We were condemned already because we were sinners. But that he did not condemn us, but that he came to save us. Are you going to be saved today?